You're gonna need a bigger boat.
Welcome back, LSFL family. You are back in the Shark Tank.
Yeah, let's go. Wild card weekend. Let's
Wild.
get
It's the wild card weekend indeed. And last week we had our second playing game. What's cool about the playing game this year, I'll have to look back because I can't quite remember. Because I don't remember what the play-in people were, if they advanced or not. But I know this year the play-in people, the 4 seeds, did not succeed in going any further. So it really didn't make any real difference, really. We could just start the playoffs now, and it wouldn't have been that big of a deal, quite frankly. But let's take a look at those matchups from last week. Let's go ahead and pull the Band-Aid off and let Fred talk about his matchup here. We had the Jester versus the Dragons. Now, we know the Dragons were stumbling a bit down the stretch. So, we kind of expected this, unfortunately, because of Greg performances as the season started to wind down. So unfortunately, this is where Greg journey I guess would not continue. Some word I was looking for, but I can't find it. Sorry. Pat Mahomes, good day for him. I put him as his top scorer, and I didn't even notice it was actually his kicker. Now, we've talked before, back in the LSFL live days, when your kicker is your number one scorer, you got problems. In this instance, however, 18 points, nothing to take a stick at. That's pretty damn good for your kicker. But, again, with only 74 points with your kicker scoring 18, not too good. Josh Allen, for you, had a big day. Breece Hall, decent day. That 49ers D came up big for you as well. Let's talk about your matchup. What were you most impressed with? Were you expecting this? What'd you think?
Breece Hall has just been right there, mediocre, 10, 11, 12 points. They changed up a little bit. They throw him the ball out the backfield, made a big difference playing the Texans. That's why he pulled it off. And let's not forget, Greg just had a stroke of bad luck. He was so happy to see Justin Jefferson playing. And then to leave when the game starts, it's absolutely terrible. And then I was in New York watching the Texans when Nico Collins went out. So I was like, this is great. This is the greatest thing ever.
not that excuse me, not that it would have mattered, but the Nico Collins thing to me was the biggest question mark of the week. Well, not the weekend of this matchup anyway. Because if you heard TSS watching that Sunday show, we told you about that weather. The weather was going to be an issue in this game. It was going to shut down it was going to limit, I guess, not shut down.
Yeah.
It's going to limit how much they were going to be able to throw the ball in the matchup. And on top of the fact that he ain't seen no secondary like the Jets. With all due respect, that Jets D is really, really good. So, again, that was kind of questionable to me. I would have went with Cooper with Mr. Flacco, but again, would have made a huge difference. But again, it was just a big question for me as far as the starts were concerned. But again, like you said, the Justin Jefferson injury, I mean, God, that has to kill you. You've been waiting this whole time to have him back, and then he just does absolutely nothing. Although, again, if you would have listened to TSS, I told you that the astronauts' days are over here with Dobbs. Told you right before that game even started, I knew that he was not going to have a good day. But, hey, it is what it is. All right, Craig, listen to TSS a little more. All right, let's go to the AFC matchup. The play-in game on the AFC side, a little more interesting. Where it came down really to the Monday night matchup. Really, quite frankly, Mostert had a huge day for the Eldorados, plus Miami's D. I don't have them listed here. They came up big for him as well with the pick 6. We saw that in the game. DJ Moore, good game. And he's had a great year so far from Rachaad White. One of the more underrated fantasy values all season long. Rachaad White, going down as one of those guys. Now, I'll be honest. I'm just going to say it in all due respect to the 2-time, trying to be 3-time champ Eldorados. I was much happier to see to have him coming up than these Bucks, because this Bucks team, man, let me tell you, they were when they scored
They
big.
scored.
I mean, they were big, nasty. I was afraid of this. I mean, Dak Prescott, who's been hot, man.
Yep.
Couple times in that game, they'd get all the way to the goal line, and unusually where they would normally throw it, they were all of a sudden running the football. So just not that typical Prescott day that he's been having. And thank God he's out of this damn playoffs, quite frankly, because I don't have him. Evan Ingram, again, he's been hot down the stretch. So, again, I'm happy don't have to see him neither. And Derrick Henry, again, I didn't think he'd have much of a day against Miami. We're really good against the run, but that I don't even want to talk about. I still can't even talk. I didn't even have kids. So I didn't want to talk about it so much. I'm so hurt. One thing I just want to comment too is some people just don't understand what fanhood is. Like, it's not just the watching the game. You're emotionally attached. I swear to God, it felt like somebody, like some woman had cheated on me. And my stomach hurt. I didn't want to look at the TV. It was like I just wanted to listen to sad songs all day. It's fucking crazy. I love fanhood and love football for that reason. Anyway, let's take a look at our new playoff cruise edition of the elimination cruise. AJ looking dapper. Also, Greg too. Look at the way look at the way that hair slicked back. So nice. And in the background you can see it's not as nice of a boat. So it's SS regular season boat. They've already set sail. So of course we'll meet eventually all of us will be on it except for the champs. So eventually we'll all make it up there to this cruise. Again, hopefully it ain't me. That's all I got to say. All right, let's go to the AFC. We'll save yours for last since you're on here. Let's go to the AFC first. In the first wild card matchup. Now the Eldorados lead the overall series 8-4 in this matchup. The playoff series is actually tied between these two 1-1. The playoff record overall for the Eldorados is 6-2. And the Grimace playoff record is 14-12. Now, their last playoff meeting, ironically enough, was the 2021 AFC wildcard game where the Eldorados won 106-92. Right now, as it stands, and I just put the line, I always put those up just to throw something up there. It really doesn't fucking mean anything. So let's actually look at what the projected line is. Ooh, and right now it has the Eldorados by 15.6. Now, granted, maybe this lineup isn't quite set yet, so who knows? But this is what we got so far. What do you think of this matchup, and who do you got?
Oh man, I'm looking at the Eldorados. Smart to start Justin Fields. He actually played better than Tua last week. He would have really blew out AJ if he started him. Pollard, he got, if you look at the Eldorados, he got a pretty tough matchup. He got Fields versus Cleveland, Pollard versus Buffalo.
Oof.
You got
now you know. Listen and watching TSS Fantasy, you know already though the bugaboo of the Buffalo Bills.
Yeah,
you can run on them, so it might not be as bad as you think.
Pollard's a small running back, so he doesn't really.
That's true. It doesn't fray. You're correct.
Right. So I'm looking right now, and I definitely see that. I would still go with the Eldorados because the Eldorados are the defending champs. They are favored by 15. I mean, I'm looking at the Dallas Grimace's record. I mean, Sam Howell's okay. He always gets that. But I just don't see him having the firepower that the Eldorados have.
To beat a man, you got to beat the man. Woo! And, the Grimace right now, they got to beat the man, which is the Eldorados, who right now, we'll see going into this next matchup. There's two records of mine that are kind of on the line here where Nick could tie me for the overall champion. He'll have 4 if he ends up winning. And the Eldorados would be also tie the Sharks were the only three-peat that's happened. So
Mm.
the El Dorado. So couple of records on line here. So obviously looking forward to the El Dorados losing and the Predators losing, so I can at least keep those records going. Quite frankly, so we shall see. All right, well, let's go on to this NFC. And by the way, I do think though the El Dorados, I think they just got the momentum right now, and he's two-time champ. He's got to come. We played in the AFC Championship last year. It's just fitting for him to have and for me to defend my three-time. It all makes sense for him to come play me right then and there. So let's do it. It makes sense, right? That's all kind of spicy headlines going into that one. So
I think either one that comes out is going to be a good headline.
Definitely, because me and the Grimace have had a long. Yeah, we've had a long time history in the AFC Championship game. That's
good
basically
storyline.
That's what it was back in the day. It was just us two in the AFC. So again, either one will be good. I'm excited. I'm like I said, I'm actually a little worried, praying nobody gets hurt. Getting my matchup next week. All right, here we go. Let's go. NFC wild card game. Boy, oh boy, the Predators now lead the overall series 13-10. Predators lead the playoff series 3-0. The Jesters playoff record is 9-8. Predators playoff record 11-7. The last playoff meeting was the 2018 NFC wildcard game, and the Predators won 115.2 to 72.2. A beatdown in the playoffs. Lines, Jesters by 4 on here. Let's look at what the old trusty dusty ESPN line has on this one. We got to get to it. Here we go. It does have, wow, it's almost the same thing. The Jesters by 15.7 in this one. Wow. But let's see. Boy, these Predators are beat up going into this game. Oh, God, this is not where you want to be. No Pacheco right now. No Jonathan Taylor. What do we do here? Devin Singletary.
Tyreek Hill banged up.
Tyreek Hill, yeah, he's playing though. He already said he's playing. So sorry,
he's still banged up.
Sorry,
so
buddy.
I'm happy.
So it don't matter. He'll whoop y'all motherfucking ass.
I can't wait for him to go up against our secondary. If he's hobbled any bit, that helps me. Any bit.
Yeah, we'll see. All right, so let's get off that. All right, so beat up going into this one. That is for sure. Just looking at the overall, with Mark Andrews went on the IR recently as well. Cleveland's D, unfortunately, is also affected by injuries as quarterback. Although I put my foot in my mouth there, Joe Flacco actually has been playing great. But you never know. You never know if that one game comes up. So. Again, beat up going into it. Jesters looking mighty strong, going in from the same, put up 100 plus last week. What do you think your chances this week?
Well, I think that Allen versus Dallas. I know Dallas has a good defense, but I think that's going to be a really good game up in Buffalo. And I think there's going to be a lot of points scored. Kamara has been coming through really big lately, and he's playing the Giants. The kicker is I'm hoping Waddle produces more than Tyreek Hill. If Miami produces anything with the wide receivers, I hope it's towards Waddle's way. And I think I need Kelsey to get back to being Kelsey. He's playing New England. I need him to score big so we can beat the Predators, and San Francisco against Arizona is always a great matchup. On the other side, like you just said, we don't know what's going to happen with his team. He is super, super injured right now. I mean, injuries everywhere. So I don't even know what to say. Even Cleveland defense against Chicago, Justin Fields has been lighting it up the last few weeks. So,
wouldn't it be fun to see a Jesters Bombers NFC matchup? God. Wow! Oh my! And even Predators Bombers. That's fun. It's like my 2 ex-girlfriends that want to chat and whine about me to other people. All right, listen, good luck to you both in this one. This is going to be interesting for sure. Like I said, Predators beat up going into this one, but possibly, you never know. Any given Sunday, a couple of good matchups here and there. Any given Sunday, and we are there. This is it, though, because once you get to this round, it's 1 for the money and 2 for the show after this. So we will see you guys next week. It will be big round. It'll be conference championship weekend.
Justin needs to get there again. Let's go.
I know. It's so fun.
Damn LSFL championship.
I will speak for Mike and simply say it feels good to have your feet up right now. That's all I have to say. To sit here waiting, no stress, other than your home, your actual team that you pull for. Other than that, though, just chilling. Can't wait to see the outcome and see who I'm facing next week. All right, guys, we appreciate you. Good luck, and we are out.